Once again to get down to the beat down. This is the Logan Summit Show, and I am, of course, Logan Summit, the man with the mustache. And I got more woo than flair. If it's violence you want, it's violence you'll get, because today is our day to talk to the fighters. And we've got a heavyweight in the house right now, the big man with a plan. His name is Lucas Do or Die Armand. How you doing today, Lucas?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. You are currently 2-0 in the heavyweight MMA arena. Like I said, you are 6'4". Hey, what are you walking around at right now?
Dude, I'm a little light right now. I'm about 250.
Ooh, all right, all right. Hey, have you been eating too much pizza and tacos and whatnot? It was Taco Tuesday the other day. Did you indulge?
Nah. Maybe a slice here and there, but I eat clean,
Yeah.
I eat clean.
Yeah, all right. You know what? That's the best part about being a heavyweight, though. You get to pretty much eat whatever you want, but you got to watch out pre-fight. Can't be bringing in Taco Bell to the locker room while all the lightweights are just in there going, "You man." Do you
Dude, I've
have?
seen that though.
Have you
I've
really?
seen heavyweights eating just like greasy disgustingness like the day before a fight or even like locker room fight night.
All right, what's the most greasy, disgusting meal you've seen a heavyweight throw down around a fight?
This was a while ago. This is when I was a kid in boxing. I just saw some guy I'm talking like maybe a half hour before his fight, just house four hot dogs in a row.
He got those glizzies going.
He was a glizzy goblin, dude. It was
Right?
crazy.
Oh man, let's get him up against Joey Chestnut. Maybe fighting's not his actual forte. Maybe he needs to get into professional eating. You know what? I'm just saying. Have you ever eaten a 72-ounce steak before?
No.
You know what? I'm going to bring you to Texas where all my exes live, and we're going to get you a 72-ounce steak and see if you can do that. In between fights, of course. And speaking of the fight, dude, fight night right around the corner. It's happening this Saturday, May 17th. You will be going up against none other than Marcus Maulding, who's got an illustrious career, apparently, right? Lucas, he's been around the block a bit.
He's been around forever, man. He's a vet for sure, man. He's been fighting pre-sanction. He's got untold number of fights here in Michigan.
And something tells me that he did some backyard brawling or something. Rob Van Dam. What's the other Van Dam's name? The movie star? Oh, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah, that guy.
Don't
Have you ever
call him.
seen Lionheart, where he's like fighting in pools and he's fighting in a parking garage surrounded by cars that are letting it? I feel like Marcus Maulding has been in those situations from time to time there in Michigan.
He very
Is
well might have, yeah.
is there a big underground fighting scene there in Michigan?
If there is, they haven't invited me to it, man. I don't know.
Oh no, God, that's too bad. I mean, but hey, some people don't want to let the big guy let the big hands fly, and I can understand that. So you will be at WXC 97 Redemption. Previously, you did a lot of work with War on the Wex. Are you excited to get over to Warrior Combat?
Yeah. So both my pro fights have been with two-piece promotions. I love working with them, but I'm a free agent, so I work with wherever the fights are at.
Of course.
And I've never worked with WXC before, so this will be my first fight with them. And yeah, I'm definitely excited to get out there and hopefully reach a new fan base.
Yes, that's always the great thing about going to another promotion. Different fans follow different promotions. Thus, you will find new fans with your new promotion. Now, I did say that your nickname is Do or Die. Exactly how did you get that nickname? Because it doesn't feel like a nickname that you give to somebody as much as something that happens and you're like, oh, that's your nickname now.
Yeah, so I didn't even come up with that name. I made I don't know someone else is running my Tapology page. Whoever it is, thank you. They keep it updated. And I like that. But they keep it pretty accurate. But I made some t-shirts, I made some merch, and It just said I put do or die on there because that's like the type of mentality I like to carry into the cage. And I didn't mean for it to be my nickname, but it's kind of stuck so far.
Yeah, well, no, it's a great nickname, and I got to tell you, I just dropped some merch as well. I've got the Logan Summit show, and I don't know if you've ever caught the show before because I've only been around for going on a week and a half now. But I end every show with everyone loves a good fight, and the good people over at Millions have made a merch line out of that line. Pretty dope, right? I mean, right? Not bad. I mean, everyone loves a good fight. I got to trademark that before somebody gets.
That's true. That's true.
And coming up, I've got another great merch drop that's going to happen with something that we always talk about around here. I won't say what it is yet, but we've got 2 designs up. We've got 3 going. How much? If I were to go to your website, what can I buy with the Do or Die logo on it?
Right now, I just have a T-shirt and a hoodie with the same logo on it. On the back, it has my gym logos and my sponsors. You can follow that link in my Instagram, on my bio. And I'm gonna have a new merch drop soon. Working on that right now, but it's all in the works. Can't disclose that information just yet.
Shh. Grown-ups are talking in the background. All right, you know what? You'll have to let me know, Lucas, via social media and all that. I'm following you now. So whether you like it or not, we're friends. So I will try to keep up with you. Now, at 6'4" and a heavyweight, look, it's no secret around the Logan Summit show that I have had an issue with the UFC and their heavyweight division for about the last 3 to 5 years. How do you see the heavyweights nowadays, and how do you feel like the UFC heavyweight division is shaping up?
Well, right now, I think the UFC heavyweight division's lacking in a lot of areas. They're lacking a lot of talent, depth, and pool. And then I don't want to speak too much on them. I feel like, John Jones and Aspinall, they just got to fight. I mean, they have to fight. You know what I mean? Otherwise, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, past that, I feel like the heavyweight division is just lacking depth and skill, which I feel like can be remedied. If they start looking at some of these smaller promotions and start digging in the cracks, looking for loose change.
Yeah, well, Dana's already said that he's hunting for the next couple of years. He's going to buy up smaller promotions, smaller leagues. He's going with the Vince McMahon style of being a promoter at this point. Buy the competition with the talent out, keep the talent you want, and throw the rest back to the crazy eights, if you will, or go fish is what I meant, not crazy eights. Sorry, wrong game, Nana. I apologize. So you know what? You're the kind of guy who could fill that hole as you progress. Where do you see yourself in 8 to 10 fights? Do you see yourself being able to get up there into the higher echelon and the ranks?
Yeah, definitely, man. That's definitely always my goal is to reach the UFC. And I believe, if I fight well and I fight as well as I know I can fight and continue to progress, that within 5 to 10 fights, I think I can get a call. And especially with the heavyweight division, I mean, it's possible I could get a call sooner. You know what I mean? Especially if he's really on the hunt like he says he is. So.
Heavyweights have always had the luxury in MMA of being able to step up with 3 impressive wins in a row. The UFC will call because there's not so many big dudes out there as we're seeing. I mean, I think it's been close to 5 years since we've had a heavyweight championship bout in the UFC. Seriously, Dana, let's get it going, man. Everybody loves to see the big boys throw the leather around. I mean, just take boxing, for instance. Years ago, you wouldn't watch. I mean, unless it was Hagler, Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, you didn't watch fights that weren't heavyweight championship bouts. That was what we were raised on, believing that the heavyweights are the ones that toe the line for everybody under them. So, yeah, I hope you get that call. And you know what? If you keep with your undefeated record, you may very well get that call earlier than not. Now, Marcus Maulding is going to try to take that illustrious undefeated record away from you. What have you seen in all of Marcus's tapes? Because it's out there. It's out there. You can check them out all over the place. What have you seen in his tapes that you think that you're going to be able to go in there and exploit?
Uh, Marcus is a vet, man. He's got a lot of experience. He doesn't have the best record right now, but the thing about Marcus, man, is that you can never count him out. He's always got a puncher's chance, and he swings and he swings to take your head off. So uh, my goal is just to be smart, fight the way I know I can, and once I see an opening, capitalize and get him out of there. Not getting paid by the hour, you know what I mean?
No, you are not. And you were able to retire your last fighter, Chris Cameron, at War of the Wex Dose. You retired him in the second round. What did that look like for you? Did you know you had him on the ropes, so to speak, and this day had come to an end and the sun was setting on that fair fight?
Yeah, so I was really surprised that he didn't come out for the third. So Chris Cameron, he was another longtime vet. He fought a lot pre-sanctioning, so his record was I think 3-1 before we fought. But he fought a lot before they were keeping track of records. You know what I mean? And anyways, man, first round. Some people say that I won it. If I even watching the tape back, I think I lost the first round, and then second round. Uh, I won pretty handily. Had him rocked right at the end of the second, and we're going to the third. And I thought we were 1-1, and I was gonna be able to get the finish in the third. But yeah, then he quit on the stool, man, and that was pretty crazy.
He quit on the stool. Do you think was it him or was it his corner?
From what I understand, it was him.
Oh, okay.
But his corner agreed.
Well, I mean, it's not like the corner can be like, you better get your butt back out there. I mean, fighter says no. Uh, you know, of course you want to motivate your fighter, but you don't want to motivate them to get injured. So, at the end of the day, you are punching people about the face, neck, chest, and breast area. You got to let people understand their own limits. And you obviously brought Chris to his limits at that fight, and good for you. Now, do you think you'll be able to do the same thing to Marcus, or is Marcus just on a different level of journeyman?
Um, I don't believe Marcus will quit on the stool. I believe I can get Marcus out of there. I think I'm going to be able to finish Marcus. But Marcus is a dog, and I got to give him respect for that for sure. He's always game to step in there, and he's always game to give it his all.
All right. Well, on May 17th at WXC 97 Redemption, we will find out who will be victorious and who will be using their tears to salt their fiery Cheetos while asking their mama, where did it all go wrong? Lucas Armand will be facing Marcus Maulding. Now, here's the deal. Are you born in Grand Rapids or Big Rapids? Which rapids were you born in?
I was born in Big Rapids. I live in Grand Rapids now.
Okay, so which is better, the Grand or the Big?
Shoot, I mean, there's not much to do in Big Rapids, but so I'd say Grand. But I mean, I'm also a small town type of guy. So if you're just trying to raise a family and live a quiet life, Big Rapids is the place to be.
All right, so Big Rapids was probably first, right? And then Grand Rapids was like, well, we're going to be bigger and better than them. We're going to have to call ourselves something else, right? And one dude's like, hey, why don't we call ourselves Grand? Seriously, Big Rapids, Grand Rapids, and how far away from each are they?
About 45 minutes an hour.
Yeah, all right. So it's not a large hike to go from Big Rapids to Grand Rapids. You're just turning the needle up to 11 because that's how high it goes. How is Grand Rapids a pretty large city? I don't know, so I'm just asking.
Yeah. It's probably I think it was like the largest growing city in America for a while.
Oh wow, all right.
So it's not like New York big or anything crazy like that, but
Oh,
it
of
was
course.
it was a fast growing city. I think we're Beer City, USA. Got a bunch of little micro brews here and stuff.
Let's go, Beer City, USA. Oh man, there should be a theme song that goes along to that, right? Uh, so Big Rapids may be a little bit of a misnomer. They might have called themselves, Small Rapids is just too on the nose. So like Little Guy Rapids or something like that. Hey,
Right.
yeah, your little cousin's Rapids. I don't know. Uh, but obviously you're fighting out of Grand Rapids now. How's your gym looking? And how is the fight scene over there? Are you able to find good people to spar with and whatnot?
Yeah, so my main gym is actually in Lansing. It's Murcielago, that's where I train out of. And then my hometown gym is Coon MMA with Chad Coon there. But there's also the thriving MMA scene in Grand Rapids where so I'll stop by local gyms here and cross train. I cross train at Triumph Muay Thai, Black Lion Jiu Jitsu Academy, and yeah, there's a whole bunch of little spots around here that are real nice.
Oh well, I'm sure there you can find your own little niche in any town, small town USA nowadays, because MMA and combat sports are so integrated into our zeitgeist at this point. I mean, you turn around and everybody's watching UFC. When I was at ESPN, people laughed at me. This is about, I want to say now it's about 20 years ago, but uh, I once said that UFC will be the fastest growing sport to a point where it will become the biggest sport in the world. And I remember during the pandemic, at one point, UFC was hashtagging number one in the world. And John Butchergrass remembered that. And he said it. He goes, and here we are. The day that the kids said it would happen, UFC is the number one trending hashtag in the world. Do you feel as though there's more competition than there was before? And do you feel like the competition is watered down because so many people are interested in combat sports?
If anything, the competition stepped up. I mean, if you watch fights from just like a decade ago, it's almost like not even the same sport. You
Oh,
know what I
yeah.
mean? Like uh, not that long ago, people were stepping into the cage from straight off the couch, straight from their mom's basement. They would pull people out of the crowd to fight that night. You know what I mean? Now, I mean, it's so official. We got sanctionings. We got kids that have been training since they were kids. You know what I mean? With the dream of being in a mixed martial artist, where before, I mean, you had to teach people like what an arm triangle was, you know, and now any casual fan knows basic jujitsu uh, call outs and grappling and submissions. So I think that's really cool, man.
Yeah, hopefully they still know the difference between a Kimura and Americana, but you know what? And if you say it's a coffee, you're wrong. All right? I'm just letting you know right there. It's this way or this way. It's up or down. Okay. Anyways, you can Google that when we're done. Um, Now you've been watching MMA for a long time because you're talking about I mean, I watched UFC number one. I mean, I was watching Pancrase with Boz Rutan and Ken Shamrock before UFC was even a thing. So I got to ask you this: how do you feel about the fact that we're still using the point system that boxing uses?
Um, to be honest, I actually did not grow up like a huge UFC fan. Like I kind of got more into it later. I mean, if it was on, I would watch it. You know what I mean? And like I would watch clips and stuff online. But I really didn't even get into fighting that like heavily until like about 3, 4 years ago.
Oh, okay. So how did you get into fighting? Who got you there? What happened? What was the reason that you were like, oh, let me get into a gym and do this?
Right. So I boxed a little bit in high school,
Mhm.
just for like a year or two. And then I graduated high school and then I kind of like just drifted away from athletics. I just started drinking and partying all the time. And then I stopped drinking and I was trying to figure out like so I did that for like 10 years, right? And I got fat, out of shape, I was smoking cigarettes and stuff all the time. And then so then I sobered up and then I was trying to figure out like what do people do if we're not drinking? You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
had to figure that out again. I had to find out my hobbies. And there wasn't a boxing gym near me, but there was Chad's gym, Coon MMA. And so I decided to drop in, check it out. It was jiu-jitsu day when I stopped in there, and I got beat up. Let me tell you, man, I got twisted like a pretzel by dudes that were like $1.50. And I'm like,
Exactly.
all right, I gotta figure this out, you know? And so then I just fell in love with it and I just started going every single day, man.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. Once you get bit with the bug, so to speak, you want to go in there. Now, did you initially go in there saying I'm going to become a professional fighter, or were you going in there just to get back, get your head straight, get your body straight, and get it all working out again in the right direction?
Yeah, man, no shot did I go in there thinking like, hey, I'm about to be a professional. You know what I mean? I went in there looking for a hobby. Like when I stopped in there, I was still like 350 pounds, maybe something like that. And, just wanted, I was just looking for something to do, really. And, then I started training more diligently and I was like, all right, gonna take a amateur fight, and even then, I was only gonna take maybe one or two. You know what I mean? Just for the dad lore. You know, if I when I have kids one day, just to be like, hey, your old man did something.
Yeah, I hit that guy in the face so hard he quit once. And they'd be like, no, you didn't, Dad. No, you didn't. You're like, watch this tape. And they're like, we don't even have YouTube anymore. It'll be in their glasses or something. They'll have to, I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
how
gonna be
they'll
like a
do it.
brain implant or
It'll be
something.
oh man, don't tempt Elon, settle down. No, you will not put that chip in my brain. No, you will not put that chip in my brain. And they're saying that it only costs $1,000. Anytime you put something into my head, it needs to cost like 50 grand. I don't trust it if it costs $1,000 and you're going to put it in my brain. I don't trust that at all. Anything that you could buy for $1,000 right now and then insert into your body, mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
They're not even paying
No,
you; they're
God,
experimenting on you. Like,
no. Yeah, they should actually give you a couple bucks at this point, right?
oh, geez.
Would you have a brain chip inserted?
Yeah, absolutely not.
No, no, I don't care what it does. It could turn me into David Blaine for all I care. No, I'm good, thanks. I've been offered LASIK surgery for free 7 times in my career, and I've never done it because you only get one pair of eyes. You know what I'm saying? So to actually put something in my brain, look, I'm SMRT enough. I don't need you mucking about up there. All right. Ugh, it's kind of crazy over there. All right. Well, we've talked about the Big Rapids. We've talked about the Grand Rapids. We've talked about Marcus Maulding. May 17th, it all goes down right here on millions.co, WXC 97 Redemption. All right. Before we get to 5 questions, which is the game show that all the kids are talking about, I'm sure all the fighters that have been on the show were like, oh, wait till it gets to 5 questions. You're going to have a lot of fun. But before we get to that, we've got 2 little things to take care of here. 1, I need a prediction from you. How's it going to end? When's it going to end?
Round one, TKO to knockout.
Let's go! That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Throw the white flag in from the corner, like in Rocky IV in the beginning when Apollo. Rocky didn't want to throw the towel in, and he held on to it. We all know what happened. So, Marcus, in your corner, be willing to throw the towel because the big man is ready to throw some hands. All right. Now, this is your moment, Lucas. You can talk about anything you want. You can talk about your sponsors, your gym, your mom, your dad, your video games, your dog. I don't care. You can even call out sponsors that you'd like to have. This is your time. It's your own little commercial. Go ahead.
Yeah. Follow me on Instagram. African 76 is my tag. Thank you to my gyms, Kuna MMA and Mercy Lago MMA, my friends, my family, my sponsors, JMP, Stealth Automation, DW2 Drywall. Appreciate you all. Check them out too if you need any projects done. And future sponsors, hit me up. Again, having a new merch drop soon. Would love to have your logo on the back of it. Kill Crew, looking at you, man. Please sponsor your boy. I love you. I love your stuff. So, and yeah, that's all I got, man.
Well, there you go. I like that. It's always fun when I ask people this. if there was like one thing that you use on a regular basis that you could be sponsored for, what would it be? Just so you know, somebody said Oreos the other day, by the way, and I was like, "You're a fighter, bro."
Hey, that post fight meal though, that post fight cheat meal, shoot.
We call it a reward meal around here at the Logan Summit Show. There are no cheat
True,
days
true.
because fighters
I
put in
like
the
that.
time and effort. Yes, we also don't think that there's luck involved in combat sports. Everybody says, "Oh, you've got a puncher's chance. Oh, he got lucky." No, you have prepared to put in place the precision that it takes to be a proficient pundit. And I'm trying to find with punches. Yeah, there we go. I got it all out. That's alliteration for the ages right there. But yeah, we don't believe in that stuff. We don't believe in cheat days. It's reward days. So what's your favorite reward day meal?
Favorite reward day meal. I mean, now all I can think about is Oreos, to be honest, man.
Now, do you just go for the traditional Oreos or have you played around with the different flavors?
Double stuffed, man. You gotta get the double stuffed at least. Anything more than that, if you try the mega stuffed, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's too much.
It's
You
too
know what I
much,
mean?
not enough cookie, too much filling, right?
Yeah, too
Yeah.
much.
Now, do you dip them in milk? Does anybody even drink cow's milk anymore? Is that a thing?
I only drink cow's milk.
Oh, wow. Good for you. Way to be. I haven't met anybody who drinks. I was in LA the other day and there was a dad and a kid walking down the street and I just happened to overhear them. And the kid looks at the dad and he's like, "Dad, where does milk come from?" And the dad, without even flinching, looks at the kid and goes, "Almonds." And I was like, "What are you talking about? Your kid is going to grow up thinking that literally milk comes from almonds. Have you ever milked an almond? Oh, you haven't milked an almond, but you can milk you. Okay. I'm just saying. All right. What's that
Well,
movie?
you're in LA, so I mean that was the first problem right there.
Yeah, I was in LA. Dude, I try to stay in Viva Las Vegas. LA is insane. The traffic's bad. I was there for an award show and we go to get in the limo and the limo driver looks at me and goes, "You should have been here 5 minutes ago." And I was like, "Why?" "We were grabbing a beer for the ride." And he goes, "Well, better grab two because your ride just went from 24 minutes to an hour and 47 minutes. And I was like, LA, man, this is why I don't live here. Yeah, isn't that ridiculous?
That's crazy.
Yeah, you don't find that kind of traffic up there in Grand Rapids, Michigan, do you?
No, no.
All right. You will be fighting Mr. Lucas Do or Die Armand. Will be fighting Marcus Malding on May 17th. That's this Saturday right here on millions.co. And it will be part of WXC 97 Redemption. All right. It's that time. It's time. Hey, Bruce, I know you own this, so don't send me a cease and desist every time I say it's time. Okay, I'm just saying, it's time to not send me a cease and desist. But it's time to play 5 questions. It's exactly what it sounds like, Lucas. All right, question number 1. You're from Michigan, so I got to ask, Eminem or Kid Rock?
Eminem.
Yes. Good. I used to know Bob back when I was a rock and roll radio DJ. Yes, kids, the radio was a thing. You might have to Google it to find out what it's all about, but it was a thing back in the day when I was a teenager with a little bit of gold in a pager. All right. Question number 2. When you go to Detroit, what's the one place that you got to go visit?
Go where?
Detroit, man. The French pronunciation of Detroit is Detroit.
Detroit. All right. Not gonna lie, man. Don't go to Detroit very often, so I couldn't tell you.
All right, but the times that you have been there, what have you done?
Fought at Motor City.
Do you go to other sporting events besides, like, have you seen a Pistons game?
Yeah. All right. So I've been to like Lions games. I've been to Pistons games. I've been to Red Wings games. I've been to all Detroit games, but I just don't go there very often. That's all.
All right, so if you were going to go, you'd be going for a sporting event, and you'd probably eat 4 hot dogs and then go fight somebody, right?
Right.
That's called a callback joke for all you kids paying attention at home. All right. Question number 3. At 6'4", man, especially when you're around drinking in bars and whatnot. Anybody dumb enough to pick a fight with you? Were they like, "Hey, you're not so big. I, I'll climb you like a spider monkey." Like anybody pulling that crap with you, or do they just part like the Red Sea?
Honestly, man, usually people are really nice to me. Which is messed up because there has been times where I've gone out specifically looking to get into a fight, and then like someone's nice to me, and then I'm just like, it was back in my younger years, don't
Okay,
don't
all
look at
right.
me like that.
Because because you just don't. I was like, you don't strike me as that guy. You know what though? In our younger years, we were all that guy. Please continue.
And like I remember, like I bumped into this guy, and I'm like, "What's up, man?" He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, bud. Let me buy you a beer." And I'm like, "Well, damn. All right." Like,
And now we're friends. And he's become your best friend. He's going to be your best man at your wedding and all of that. No, I'm just
yeah.
joking. I had the same incident. I don't know what it was, but back in the day, I used to drink gin and tonics, Bombay Sapphire gin specifically, and it would make me angry. And I'm small. I'm like 5'7", right? And I have thrown a going away party. I just got a radio gig in another part. And my mom's there, and she's a tiny little Italian woman. She's like 5 foot, right? And we're being escorted through this crowd. And this big guy, I mean, he was probably 6'6", steps on my foot. And he looks me directly in his eyes. And directly in my eyes, I should say. And you know what he says to me? He goes, "I'm sorry." And I thought, you better be, or I'm going to grab a step stool and I'm going to get up there and I'm going to slap you real hard in the face. I thought all of these things, didn't say any of them. And then my next thought was, what am I thinking? Like, you have no chance in God's green earth. Why are you so angry? The man looked at you and said he was sorry. Sometimes, even when you want to be a jerk, the niceness of other people can bring you out of that. If you're having a bad day, be nice to the person next to you. If we just start being nicer to the people next to us, we will create the wave like at Fenway Park, and it will reciprocate and trickle all around to everybody else around us, and we can spread our positivity that way. I think that's a thing.
That's real beautiful, man.
Thank you. I'll give myself bells for that. All right. Question number 4. Now, on May 17th, this Saturday night, right here on millions.co, you will be on WXC 97, and it's called Redemption. So, if you could have redemption for something that has happened in your life, what would it be and why?
I feel like all my flaws have led me to this moment to be a better person. You know what I mean? But like my biggest regret is just how heavily I used to drink. Uh, so I don't drink at all anymore. Which has really changed my life for the better. But also I think if I didn't go through those hard times, I wouldn't be able to be the man I am today. So I had to struggle so I could thrive. So I don't need any redemption. I'm all right.
Yeah, there are no losses. There are learning opportunities. In life, in the ring, all of that. And you have to be willing to learn from your mistakes and be able to question yourself and your commitment to your resolve. Because it's not easy to get up every day and go get punched in the face. I mean, that's not the
True.
easiest. Let me get up today and let me let this other dude just punch me a lot. Yeah, let's go do that. It's hard to be excited about that sometimes. So every fighter that I meet that is in there to be a professional, I always wonder, like, there's got to become a point. Like, I would assume it's about 5 fights in where you're just like, man, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to do this? And by the way, your amateur career, you have 6 wins, 2 losses in your amateur. So you've been fighting for a little bit, just so everyone out there knows. He did fight more than a few fights in his amateur ranks before turning pro. And number 5 of 5 questions. What is the hardest part about being a heavyweight?
Heavyweights hit a lot harder.
Yeah,
I mean, that's about it, man. Otherwise, being a heavyweight is pretty cool, man. You don't have to
yeah.
cut weight. You
right?
know, you're like all you just go to the gym, you lift heavy. You know, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You make sure your cardio is good, but a lot of heavyweights don't do that. What
No,
I
they
do.
don't. Now, what do you do? Do you hit the bike? Do you go for actual runs? Do you get on a treadmill? What's your preferred poison for that?
Yeah, yeah. So I definitely run. I run at least like 5 to 10 miles every week. Um, Sometimes more. But other than that, is like also like when training, like take very few rounds off. Make sure you're doing things fast, but like because especially when you're a big guy, like some of your training partners might be a little smaller than you, so you don't got to be a weight bully. You don't got to beat up on these smaller guys, but also that doesn't mean you have to lackadaisically go through the motions. You know, you can still be fast and crisp without trying to knock out a flyweight. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, please don't break their ribs. They're fragile.
yeah, dude.
Oh, hey, little buddy, you okay? Oh, that's a collarbone. Only takes 7 pounds of pressure to break it. Sorry about that, little guy. Yeah. That was my impression of a flyweight, by the way. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. But if you're 5'5", you shouldn't be going up against a 6'4" dude. I'm just saying. Oh, man. All right. Dude, Lucas, it's been a pleasure chatting with you today. I hope you had fun as well. As you can tell,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
different. I'm different than the rest of the fight game interviewers out there.
yeah, man. It's fun, man.
Yeah, well, that's what we aim for because the fight game is entertaining. It's full of energy and it is full of enthusiasm. And I can catch that from you. You obviously have your head in the game. You're at a good place right now. I feel like in your life from just this tiny little moment that we got to share together. And I am really looking forward to talking to you next time after you get that win over Marcus Malding on Saturday night. That's May 17th, right here on millions.co. And you can catch it all over the place at WXC 97 Redemption. All right. Make sure you check out all the new merch. We've got tons of new stuff. Yes, that's right. 2 designs right now, another design on the way. We're dropping it like it's hot. And Lucas will be dropping some new merch as well. So make sure that you're following them on Instagram and all the social medias that the kids use these days. Please do that. And Lucas, thank you for being here. I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, man.
It was nothing but a pleasure. And I thank you for being here as well. We've got one more interview coming up in just a little bit today. We've got a bunch tomorrow as well because Fridays for fighters. You already know the deal. So do me a favor until we see each other next. Be good to yourself and be kind to others. Pay it forward, play it forward. Rock like a party star, party like a rock star. Smile strong, laugh loud. Last but not least, please like, follow, and subscribe so you'll know when I'll be back doing my thing. Merch has dropped. Go buy some for the love of God. It makes a great gift. And Lucas, always remember one thing. Everybody loves a good fight. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, right.
Thanks for being here, brother. All right, you have a good rest of the day, my friend.
All right, brother. I appreciate you.
Be well.